Hello, welcome on Spoil Airlines Flight 923. On Friday the 13th, there's a ghost flight. On our channel, first is Flight 407, the ghost flight itself. Before boarding, please like, subscribe, or follow us. You'll watch clips immediately. The plane's taking off. Fasten seatbelts. Enjoy the show. Under 18 need parental guidance. Pregnant women or elderly with heart issues need supervision. Watch with someone. Wear a mask for COVID-19. Check before watching. Enjoy the show. Thanks. Follow my Facebook fan page, because whenever I post a clip, everyone will get to see it immediately. Now, the plane is about to take off. Fasten your seatbelts and let's watch it together.
Questions for those aged 18 and over. Viewers under 18 need advice. Children and women with heart conditions should be under the care of a doctor. Viewers who are alone, find friends or a lover to watch together to avoid shock. Check before watching. Thank you.
It starts with the family of Jamrat and Pen, who have a daughter named Gift. Gift doesn't really get along with her mother, because her mom is a workaholic, and doesn't pay much attention to the family. Even on Gift's birthday, her mom insists on taking the family to work in Phuket. At Prince Stewart Airport, a gay steward is waiting for the flight attendants to board the plane, which includes M, Nok, and New. After a while, New arrives. In the passenger lounge for Flight 407 from Bangkok to Phuket, there's Anne, a beautiful young tourist from Hong Kong who is practicing her Thai. A young man who decided to leave home to start a new life in Phuket, and Gift's family, along with several other lives, on this flight. New boards the plane. She remembers talking to the doctor, who told her about the hallucinations she experiences due to pressure changes in the cabin. Bank, a young engineer, checks the plane. He sees irregularities and checks underneath. He finds parts and sees a body walk past. The plane takes off, leaving Bank uneasy. Cut to Bank, the young engineer, who is checking the plane for that flight. He notices some irregularities and goes underneath the aircraft to check again. He finds some parts and even sees what looks like a body walking past him. But after a while, the plane takes off, leaving Bank feeling uneasy. On the plane, New is comforting her grandmother, who has a heart condition and is afraid of flying, while reminding everyone to take good care of her. But after a while, the plane took off, leaving Bank feeling uneasy in his stomach. On the plane, New was comforting a grandmother who had a heart condition and a fear of flying, and ordered everyone to take good care of her. Suddenly, the overhead compartment wouldn't open, so New volunteered, mimicking the previous accident. Deja vu memories surfaced. New felt someone behind her, but it was a hallucination. New walked past Gift and a monk, and both saw bloody footprints following New. For a moment, Mew felt like someone was behind her, but when she looked closely, it turned out to just be a hallucination. Mew walked by Gift and a monk, saw bloody footprints. In the restroom, a mark appeared on his face, but vanished when he returned. His neighbor was puzzled by the mark's disappearance. He went to the restroom, a mark appeared, but it vanished. Strange events. A foreigner tried to reach the cockpit, but the stewardess stopped him. He shouted, danced, spun, and fainted. It was a hallucination. Then, strange events started happening continuously. When a foreigner tried to walk to the cockpit, the stewardess tried to stop him and told him to return to his seat. The foreigner, who only spoke English, shouted back at them, saying he wasn't going anywhere. And then he started doing a Thai dance, before spinning his head in front of them, and then fainting. But what everyone saw turned out to just be a hallucination. Even Bank, who was underneath the plane, encountered several spirits that came to haunt and attack him. But what everyone saw turned out to just be a hallucination. Even Bank, who was underneath the plane, encountered several spirits that came to haunt and attack him. In the cockpit, the instrument panel showed some irregularities under the aircraft. Man, the co-pilot, went to check it out, and found Bank, his friend, in a state that looked like he had been attacked. So, he brought Bank to New to treat his wounds. Man went to check various plane parts and noticed some areas were dilapidated and bloody. Later, he encountered Man, standing mumbling about reporting to the captain. As Man passed New, she saw his body slowly fade away. After a while, she met Man, who was mumbling about reporting to the captain. As Man passed New, his body faded away before her eyes. Suddenly, the plane became haunted. Passengers struggled to breathe, saw hallucinations, and harmed each other. New, who had just met Bank, asked what was happening. The plane turned haunted, and people struggled to breathe, saw hallucinations, and harmed each other. Air running out, get masks, covered Captain's eyes. So tell her that the air in the plane is about to run out, and she should go get the oxygen masks. Meanwhile, in the cockpit, the captain was being blinded, a ghost. Next, Bank tried to unlock the oxygen tanks, but most of the passengers had already passed out. As she walked back, she encountered a ghostly flight attendant in the aisle. Suddenly, a hand grabbed her, but it turned out to be Bank, who was about to pass out. New helped Bank. and Knock rescued some passengers, but both died from lack of oxygen. Everyone feared they saw a ghost. Bank explained rapid descent and low oxygen caused hallucinations. New and Bank found the cockpit door locked and couldn't contact the captain. Everyone was in a state of fear, shouting out whether what they were seeing was really a ghost. Meanwhile, Bank was trying to calm everyone down, explaining that it was because the plane was descending rapidly, causing pressure on their brains, and with the lack of oxygen, it led to hallucinations. New and Bank tried to open the cockpit door, but it was locked from the inside. Plus, I couldn't even contact the captain there. Bank said he needed to hurry back to fix the pressure regulator under the plane before everyone died. But Gift's mom started scolding Bank about the situation, which made Gift shout at her to stop talking. She informed everyone that the oxygen masks they were using only had a 15-minute supply. Bank and New went down under the plane and were shocked by the sight they saw. The area beneath the aircraft was in a dilapidated state, like a plane that had been in an accident before. While they were trying to fix the equipment, New ran out of oxygen and started to feel dizzy. Seeing that she was in trouble, Bank decided to share his oxygen with her, and they both tried to continue fixing the machine. On the plane, Gift sat down to talk with her dad, who started singing Happy Birthday for her, but before the song could finish, a cart with a messy cake rolled in, and Gift tried to push it away. Suddenly, Anne started having seizures, and a ghost entered her. She called out for New, in front of everyone, before she fainted. After a while, the elderly woman sitting in the front row passed away, and everyone started to suffocate and faint one by one. Penn used her last bit of strength to run to the cockpit door and tried to call the captain, but when she saw that the entire plane was filled with ghosts, she fainted. Before long, Bank successfully fixed the pressure regulator, and the remaining survivors started to regain consciousness. Bank and New came back inside. Needed help to enter the cockpit. Penn blamed New for the ghost and suggested sending her to the back. Bank disagreed, saying he'd go with her. They heard a noise. Lights went out and returned. Bank noted the electrical system needed fixed. Penn asked for someone named New, as New is the root of all this, as the ghost that haunted the flight attendant was looking for her. She asked New if she had done anything to make the ghost target her, saying they should move New to the back, but Bank objected, saying if New goes, he will go with her, and they should let others enter the cockpit. So they moved back, but noticed a bang from outside, and the lights dimmed. They returned to rejoin others. Bank said the electric system is down, and he must fix it. Ping asked about the past, wanting to know what happened. New said that 10 years ago, a same event happened, which may seem crazy, as all the people appeared mad, but she was the only one who lived. She wasn't certain if this aircraft is the same plane, so she asked Bank for a torch to show something, but Bank objected, saying if New goes, he will go with her, and others should enter the cockpit. So they went back, but heard a bang from outside, and the lights dimmed. They went back to meet everyone else. Bank said the electric system is down, and he must fix it. Ping asked about the past. New recounted that 10 years ago, a similar incident occurred. All passengers went crazy. She survived. Unsure if this plane was the same, she borrowed Bank's flashlight. At the cockpit, 3 ghostly attendants attacked. 2 foreigners rushed to the bathroom. Others fled. Webb, entering the bathroom, was called by Anne. He helped her. She fainted, then danced. Webb, scared, lost it. A guy hit Anne with a fire extinguisher, killing her. Webb broke the bathroom door. Foreigners saw a ghost. Webb broke in, causing a foreigner's death. She shone the flashlight at the cockpit door, and 3 ghostly attendants attacked. Everyone panicked. 2 foreigners hid in the bathroom. Others fled. Webb, trying to enter, was called by Anne. He helped Anne, who fainted, then danced. Webb lost control. A man hit Anne with a fire extinguisher, killing her. Webb tried to break in. Foreigners saw a ghost. Webb broke in, accidentally killed one, saved another from drowning. Gibbs sat silently. Her mother grabbed a ghost's burned arm. It screamed and vanished. Anne fainted before dancing, which scared Webb. The guy with the extinguisher hit Anne until she died. Webb tried breaking the bathroom door, encountering a ghost in the mirror. Webb broke in, killing a foreigner, then saved another from drowning in the toilet. Gibbs sat in the corner, and her mother grabbed a ghost's arm, which screamed. The clip vanished. They couldn't find Gibb, and a ghost appeared. Bank asked New how she survived before. New replied that, before helping another foreigner who was about to drown, Webb managed to pull the toilet out. And suddenly, Gibbs sat down in the corner of the room, without saying a word. Her mother tried to pull her out, but ended up grabbing the arm of a ghost that had been burned. That ghost screamed in pain, before disappearing. At that moment, the clip also vanished. Some of them went to look for Gibb under the belly of the plane, but they still couldn't find her, so they tried to find something to open the cockpit door. Suddenly, a ghost appeared and scared them, forcing them to retreat and regroup. Bank then asked New how she survived last time. New replied that she just closed her eyes and let them haunt her until the plane landed. Back inside the plane, Penn heard Gibbs' voice and tried to ask the monk for help to go check on her. She just closed her eyes and let them haunt her until the plane landed. Penn heard Gibbs' voice and asked the monk for help. They found a ghost-possessed body. The monk sensed danger and collapsed. Penn fought back with a wheelchair, accidentally killing the monk. Then they encountered the body of an old lady, lying in the middle of the aisle. The old lady's body was possessed by a ghost and tried to attack them. The monk sensed danger, moved to a nearby seat, but the ghost followed and haunted him until he collapsed on the floor, praying. Meanwhile, Penn broke free from the ghost and used a wheelchair to push it back, covering her face in blood. Penn saw another ghost and pushed the wheelchair to hit it, but accidentally hit the monk, snapping his neck and killing him. Bank and another foreigner came in, and Penn saw everyone as ghosts. Penn killed the foreigner and ran away. At the same time, Penn broke free from the ghost and used the wheelchair to slam back into it, covering her face in blood. Then, Penn saw another ghost, so she pushed the wheelchair to hit it, but accidentally hit the monk, snapping his neck and killing him. Bin entered to find Penn. Penn killed the foreigner and fled. Under the plane, a search continued as ghostly flight attendants returned. Everyone closed their eyes, but Webb opened his eyes, panicked, swung an axe, and hit Print. While they were still searching for something under the plane, the 3 ghostly flight attendants returned to haunt them again. This time, everyone closed their eyes, but Webb, thinking the ghosts had all disappeared, opened his eyes and encountered the ghosts once more. He lost his mind and started swinging an axe around wildly, until he was haunted by a ghost and accidentally threw the axe, hitting Print, but just escaped from Penn, killing him. Webb feels guilty, but gets scolded by Anne's dad. New defends Webb, noting, ghosts tricked people into violence. Bank leads the team to the cockpit, fighting through ghosts. They find a ghostly flight attendant. Bank tells Webb not to fear and to keep walking. However, Webb is stabbed by the ghost, realizing it tricked her into self-harm. Then Bank leads the team to the cockpit. Along the way, they encounter ghosts. They reach the cockpit, where a ghostly flight attendant is standing. Bank shouts to Webb, it can't hurt them, keep eyes closed. Webb's body gets stabbed through, tricked her to stab herself. Everyone panics and rushes back down to the belly of the plane. They discuss revenge if they die. They stop fearing ghosts, laugh at attendants, who dissolve. When everyone saw this, they all ran back out and went back into the plane as before. They consulted and decided if they died, they'd haunt the ghosts. Someone heard a noise in a cabinet, used an axe, and found Clip, her daughter. Shocked, Clip ran outside, meeting Bank's dad and knew. They still saw others as ghosts and attacked, but Bank knocked her out and tied her hands. In the meantime, someone hears a noise inside a cabinet and uses an axe to chop it open, only to find it's Clip, her own daughter. Clip is shocked and runs outside, where she encounters Bank's dad and New. When they come out, they still see others as ghosts, so they attack, but Bank uses the axe handle to knock her out. He then ties her hands. Meanwhile, Clip is panicking, seeing nothing but ghosts everywhere. Her dad tries to tell her to close her eyes and not look at them. Later, Bank comes out asking for help, saying that Gif needs to get into the cockpit to open the door. Once Gif gets inside, she's shocked by what she sees, and she was tied up. Bank tried breaking the cockpit door. Clip panicked, looked around and saw ghosts around. Her dad tried to tell her to close her eyes and not look at them. Bank asked for help, saying Gif had to enter the cockpit to open the door. Once Gif got inside, she was shocked by what she saw. With ghosts on the plane window, she composes herself, opens the door, and they regroup. She sees her mom, tied up, has disappeared. Her mom reappears, attacks with an axe, forcing her dad to stab her neck. The plane dives, impaling Penn fatally. At that moment, Clip noticed that her mom had disappeared, then reappeared, attacking with an axe, forcing her dad to stab her. The plane dived, impaling Penn with a cart object, killing her. Bank took control, as New revealed she had killed her friend, the ghostly flight attendant, in a past accident. But then the plane suddenly dove down rapidly, causing Penn to be impaled by a sharp object from the cart, leading to her death. Bank tried to take control of the plane, and at that moment, New revealed the truth to him that in the previous accident, she had also killed her own friend, who is the ghostly flight attendant they saw, which made them try to take her life. The ghost possesses Penn. Ghosts appear all over the plane. Then the scene cuts to Gif and her dad, with flashbacks from the past. Then, Bank and New come in. Bank calls his friends to land the plane. The scene shows ghosts, and Bank successfully lands it. They exit until New is left. Later, Clip asks Bank where New has gone. There's a voice from the rescue team saying they found another body of a flight attendant, which turns out to be New, and help arrived, with them getting off one by one, till only New was left. In the ambulance, Clip asks Bank where New has gone. He thinks, and then there's a voice from the rescue team saying they've found another body of a flight attendant, New. She had died during the struggle against the ghost in Penn's body. Bank looks over at the plane and sees New standing there before her. Form slowly fades away, turning into another ghost on that plane, who died during the struggle against the ghost in Penn's body. Bank looks at the plane and sees New standing there, before her form slowly fades away, ultimately turning into another ghost on that plane. And the movie has come to an end. How's it going, everyone? What did you think of Flight 407? Did you get your fill of ghosts? Lately, I've been seeing nothing but horror movies everywhere, and I've gotten used to it, but I hope you all liked it. If you have any thoughts, don't forget to comment down below. And before we wrap up, the comment of the day for this clip is from the spoiler of the movie Thong Suk 13. Little Witterwat said, "It's so bad. I was born on Friday the 13th in January, and there's only one time in 4 years that it falls on Friday the 13th. My family doesn't throw me a birthday party, which is really sad for the little guy. But Friday the 13th doesn't always have to be about bad things, right? Anyway, I want to encourage you and hope you find happiness every single day. As for today, I have to sign off from SPOIL1923. Happy Friday the 13th. Goodbye." For today, SPOIL1923 has to say goodbye. Happy Friday. 13th. See you.